Secret Lair came out in 2021, and I am very excited to open this up because I am a very big fan of the show. I'm all caught up. I watched everything, and from my understanding, they haven't started filming the last season, but I'm very excited to see how they wrap everything up. I think they've done a really good job in keeping everyone's interest. I know it was really tough during the pandemic where everything got totally put to a halt, and I truly feel like they did a really good job with the show, and I'm really excited for the last season that's coming, to be determined, TBD. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but I am looking forward to it. Anyway, I digress. We're talking about Secret Lair drop series, Stranger Things. So let's go ahead and get this open. Right here it says, "Thank you for being a part of Secret Lair." So here we have our first card, which is Hawkins National Laboratory. And this is actually a double-sided card. So on the other side, you have the upside down. This is so cool. That was actually a really cool detail. I'm not sure what this is called necessarily because it was separate from this pack. And in a normal box, this would be like a promo card. But in the Secret Lairs, I think it's just like, I know sometimes when they do this, it's just an extra card that they put in there. And it's not always correlated with the theme of the pack. But in this case, with like even in the other opening that I did with The Walking Dead, they do correlate it with the pack, or with the theme, I mean. But that's not always the case. I think this, without even opening this, it might be my favorite card. It's just so neat. Like, how cool is that? I love that so much. That's so cool. Anyway, that's our first card. So I actually didn't get the holo version of this pack, but I think I am just gonna go ahead and sleeve all the cards anyways. Alright, let's go ahead and open up the main event. gadget genius. Add to colorless. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities or artifacts. Friends forever. You can have 2 commanders if both have friends forever. 11. The Mage. Your maximum hand size is 11. Whenever 11 the Mage attacks, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Then, if you have 11 or more cards in your hand, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without playing its mana cost. Friends forever. You can have 2 commanders if both have friends forever. Lucas, the Sharpshooter. Sacrifice an artifact. Lucas, the Sharpshooter, deals 1 damage to target creature. Goad the creature until your next turn. That creature attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. Friends forever. You can have 2 commanders if both have friends forever. Max, the Daredevil. Haste. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, untap target creature, then investigate. Create a colorless clue artifact token with 2 sacrifice this artifact. Draw a card. Friends forever. You can have 2 commanders if both have friends forever. Mike, the Dungeon Master. Choose target creature card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to the battlefield tapped. Friends forever. You can have 2 commanders in both if both have friends forever. In quote, a friend is someone you do anything for. End quote. Will the Wise. When Will the Wise enters or leaves the battlefield, each opponent may investigate. Each opponent who doesn't lose 1 life, you investigate X times, where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who investigated this way. Friends forever. You can have 2 commanders if both have friends forever. And here we have a clue token. And it says, quote, I will keep these lights up until the day I die. If I think there's a chance that Will's still out there. Choice buyers. first card that we talked about, the Hawkins National Laboratory, that's double-sided with the upside down. That is definitely my favorite card. And I think also this one with the alphabet here in the back, the clue token. And that's something that made me think about is they did have, as much as I love Max, let's see, we have Max here. As much as I love her, I honestly feel that they should have left her out. And they have a Hopper card. I think that they should have put Joyce instead. That's just my opinion. It's something so small too. Yeah. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I feel like she came later in the seasons. And as from what I can tell, all these characters look like their first season selves, and she was not. Max was not in the first season. This is from the first season. You know, I do feel like they should have put Joyce in here instead. If they should have left her out. But, that's fine. Also, another thing is that I'm like looking at the flavor of the cards. I'm not really sure if they really reflected the characters as much as, like, I'm directly comparing it to the previous Secret Lair that I had opened, which was The Walking Dead. And I felt like they really did their research with The Walking Dead. And as I was reading the flavor for these cards, I didn't really get the feeling of the characters. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't know, it didn't really like hit the nail on the head for me. And I feel like maybe I don't know, it's the approach that they took with this set. I don't know, it just didn't really impress me the way that it did with The Walking Dead. Even with the packaging as well. Like, let me go fetch that so I can show you. So this is the packaging that we had for this set, right? Which is fine, you know, it's your little slip-on. This looks nice, okay? But if you compare it to The Walking Dead, you open it up, you have your little map moment, you know, like this just looks so premium, it looks so nice. And this is what we got for Stranger Things. It's alright, like, I don't know, I just expected more. I was so excited for this. And I just really thought that it was going to be something more luxe, like more interesting, more exciting. One other thing to point out is that, from my understanding, many of these cards, if not all, I'm not sure, have actually been reprinted in with more traditional artwork and names for Magic the Gathering. And that kind of dilutes the value of this set, and it's kind of a controversial topic because some people think that's a good thing because you can access these same cards it should only be printed once. And it should stay secluded to this set. That is the case actually with the Walking Dead set. Those have not been reprinted into more traditional, artwork and names for Magic the Gathering. But that is where the controversy kind of evolved. Some people are for it, some people are not. I'm still not decided on how I feel about it. I'm really not sure. But I would love to hear your feedback or what you guys think. Maybe you could sway me from one way or the other. I'm still not sure how I feel about it. I think part of why I really like Magic the Gathering is I just really like the artwork. And while I did express my thoughts on how maybe they didn't hit the mark on the flavor for these cards, I still think the artwork is beautiful. I don't contest that at all. And the names, of course, very descriptive, perfect. But obviously, when it comes to you are a player of the game and you're trying to create your deck, the accessibility of the cards and things like that, I can understand and I can empathize with the people who are upset about these kinds of topics. But again, if you have any strong opinions on these kind of things, I would love to hear what you have to say about it. But anyway, I digress. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. Uploading Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.